Hi, my name is Keisha Spence, and I am your host of Let's Talk DV. Let me tell you about Let's Talk DV. DV is going to be this YouTube series that I'm starting. I am a survivor of domestic violence, and I decided that we need more than just our everyday celebrities that are coming out being victimized as victims of domestic violence, like your Rihanna's, Holly Berry's, the new one from the Basketball Wives with Ocho Cinco. That is very upsetting to me, but what's more so upsetting to me, you only hear about these topics when there's the victimized is being done by someone who is the celebrity statue. And the fact of the matter is, it's happening every day to thousands of normal, everyday working women. Excuse me, the stay-at-home moms, teachers, the lady at the Dunkin' Donuts store that serves you donuts every day, the bus driver, people in your own family, even your best friends. And these things are not spoken about unless it's being done to someone that's in the celebrity eye. And again, like I said, it's unfortunate for them as well, but it's way beyond that. What about the average person? I am also a survivor of domestic violence. I decided to leave my 12-year relationship with my ex-husband in 2009. I wrote a book called Healing My Soul, a third-generation survivor of domestic abuse, in 2010, and I released it then. Within that time, I've also started a nonprofit organization entitled the Elizabeth May Eady Organization, Free Yourself from Domestic Violence, in honor of my late grandmother, whom was also a victim of domestic violence. Her husband stabbed her in the heart with a butcher's knife, leaving behind 3 children. And, I've watched my mother being victimized by my dad for 13 years. And then I, too, became a victim of domestic violence. Now, me being victimized with domestic violence wasn't as much as the physical as my grandmother and my mother. Mine was more so emotional, as to where there were some physical altercations where we both were arrested at one point or another. I think it's time to bring more awareness. I think it's time to have some type of broadcast where it is reality. This is reality. This show is not going to be edited or taped. It's going to be real victims of domestic violence that are still in it, ones that are trying to leave, ones that have left, even the ones that have left, such as myself. I want to discuss the daily struggles of, just surviving after being a victim, because being victimized for so long or being in that situation for so many years, that becomes your way of life. That becomes what is comfortable for you. So for a victim to step out of what she's comfortable with, not saying that it's good for her, but to step out of it, to start rebuilding a healthy life is a whole nother challenge. It's frightening. It's uncertain at times. It makes you ask yourself, did I do the right thing? Should I have stayed? So these are the things that I want to talk about on Let's Talk Domestic Violence. Victims turn victorious. Because one day, we as victims will be victorious. It will become a day where we're so confident in who we are that we won't allow nothing more but to be treated with respect, but to be treated with love. And on this show, I want to explain the different dynamics of domestic violence. It's far past the physical. It's so many different parts of domestic violence that some people are in domestic abusive relationships and they don't even know. So on this real reality show, it's going to be the reality of it. There's no scripts. I'm going to make mistakes. I'm going to cry, probably break, because I'm still healing. There's not going to be any editing. It is what it is. It's victims of domestic violence learning from one another, learning from everyday normal people like myself, learning that being a victim and being victimized by domestic violence, it is not normal. And it's time for us to stop. It's time for us to stop letting our children and the youth see this type of behavior we're setting in front of them, because now you think that domestic violence is on the rise. Teen dating violence is just right up there with adult domestic violence. These young children are being victimized by their dating partners. And at that age, I didn't date till I was 20, and for me to have speaking to the elementary students, finding out that these children are being victimized, I mean, it saddens me because it makes me think, is this going to be my children? You know, my children were brought up in a household that suffered domestic abuse. Either they're going to be abusers or they're going to be victims of the abuse. And I have to fix this and, walk with me on my journey through YouTube to see my growth, my children's growth, the growth of the community, the things that we plan to do to bring more awareness about domestic violence, because domestic violence is soon. I don't know when or how soon, but it is going to be a topic that you're not ashamed to talk about. It's not that hidden taboo. It's not that what goes on in this house stays in this house. It's going to be something, you hit me, the world is going to know what you did to me, because I'm not going to stand for it anymore. And I'm a firm believer of it needs to be fixed on both ends. I mean, it has to be, because me leaving the situation and my abuser not getting help, all it does is open up the door for the next victim to be victimized by him. And like I said, it was more so physical. It was more so verbal and emotional than the physical, but I did experience physical abuse in my marriage. So with all these things that we're going to bring to this show, hopefully the numbers will go down. Hopefully, I'm not even going to say hopefully, people will start to understand. Even the people that are not victims or abusers of domestic violence, because people that are not in these situations, they find it easy to judge and give their views and opinions on what they would or what you should do. And I'm a firm believer, you cannot tell anybody how you will react to something unless you're in that situation. So until the next taping, I say live, love, laugh. Know that domestic violence is not normal and you do not have to accept it, and that there is a way out. And until then, air hugs. That is my favorite line. Air hugs to you, and until the next show. Bye for now.